up. I know I've been sort of all over the place and not really followed any kind of specific timeline for you. But again, I thought if I just threw a bunch of facts and information at you, why would that be interesting? So I tried to weave in my own impressions on this sort of stuff. What else have we got here? I don't know. Again, there were certainly good things that came out of this era. Vertigo, the DC imprint, was founded in 1993. That's a stupid phone that I never answer. I thought I had it unplugged, actually. But anyway, and Vertigo, of course, was very, very good, and it was done specifically to promote some very good writers. Not again, and that was a good shift too. Not again, I'm not trying to have a writing over art thing. The best thing in comics is when they're in perfect harmony and one doesn't outshine the other. But a hallmark of the Dark Age was, style over substance, and art was definitely the most important thing, whereas writing took a back seat to it. So one good thing about Vertigo was that it was specifically done to really promote some of the better writers out there, like Grant Morrison and others. No way. Who else we got there? Neil Gaiman. Yeah, that's another good one. So guys like that. So that was definitely a good thing. In 1986, when the Dark Age was really starting to get going, that was when, of course, Dark Horse Comics was founded, which was really sort of like a forerunner to Image Comics. The whole idea of creator-controlled content, like Hellboy, and things like that. Of course, Hellboy wasn't there in the late 80s; it came in the early 90s. Did I write down anything else interesting? I guess not. But anyway, so that was sort of a rambling account on my part, but I wanted to talk about it because it is interesting to me, and to this day, I still like picking up a lot of stuff from that era. There's some really interesting stuff. Everything I've said is absolutely true. You can find really great examples of it. Like, you should see, like, some of the covers of, like, something like Fantastic Four from, like, 1993, where you've got, like, their costumes all redone, and the Invisible Woman's tits are up like this, and you just can't believe it, because, the Fantastic Four, they're sort of like Marvel's first family. They are, like, the most iconic image of the Silver Age I think one can conjure up. So, again, you might, in The Thing, at some point he got his face slashed by Wolverine, so he was wearing, like, a hockey mask. I think there was you can get some covers with The Thing holding a big gun. It's like, why does The Thing have a gun? But, because that was what was in at the time. And I'm not trying to say it was all bad. And what age are we in now? I don't know. Is this the modern age? It's kind of a boring name for it. But it was sometime around 96, 97 that the Dark Age finally started to peter out, and we moved into where we're at now. Again, it's more of a gradual thing, because, how much are comics now in 2010 like they were in 1998? Well, there's a big difference. The whole thing is comics, everything is changing and evolving all the time. But personally, because of my age and because of my experience with comics and things like that, I still look back at the Dark Age with a lot of fondness. A lot of good stuff did happen. Sometimes, there's a lot of built-up resentment over it, where people look back and just, want to say that it was all bad, it was all terrible, we just, all we got was, like, Venom as a superhero, and Cable, and stuff like that, but there was good stuff coming out of there. I've never been a fan of Image, I will say. I don't have much good to say about Image. I don't care about Spawn or Youngblood or, what's his name, Dragon? What's his name, Dragon? I sound like a real comic book authority when I say stuff like that. I'm sorry for being so Marvel-centric, and I'm sorry that I didn't touch enough probably on other stuff that was going on at the time. But again, if you look back at the times that what else was going on in the world in general at that time, certain things that happened made more sense. Like, Tim Burton directing Batman movies at the time made sense. Today, it just seems ludicrous. And, I don't like the Tim Burton Batmans, but back then, they were acceptable to me, because I thought, okay, actually, during this time was probably, the biggest influence I've ever had from Batman, which was the animated series, which began, I believe, in 1991. And before I was really reading comics, especially Batman, that was how I got my dose of Batman. And that's been praised across the board. You'll find very few harsh critics of that series. There are some people who say it was overrated, perhaps, because people like me hold in such high regard, but I don't know. To me, that was the definitive Batman. Like, there he was, from the page onto the screen, boom. And the movies were just sort of pale compared to that. They used some of the same music, which was nice. But I'll cut this off now, I suppose, because I've really gone on a long time with perhaps not saying as much as I should have to inform you. I hope this was informative. We're going to talk about other eras in comics. This is the one that's sort of most personal to me. That's why I wanted to talk about it. And you should tell me, your own experiences when you came into comic books, or if you were of an age where you can remember the Dark Age, what you thought of it, or what you think looking back on it now. Because it's an important part of history that we can't just gloss over. Calling it the Dark Age, it has that name for different reasons, of course. One, for just trying to be more dark, and the other, of course, a reference to the Dark Ages, before the medieval time. That it was a bad time, and that and it was sort of like at their lowest ebb, and stuff like that. So I don't know. I can say there's still a lot of stuff from that era I take away as good things that had to happen and were interesting and influenced me, and that's why I'm who I am today in a lot of ways, the way I look at comics. And yeah, so thanks a lot for watching. I'll have to break this into a few pieces. I don't know how smoothly that will go, but hopefully it'll be alright. Next time, I'm not sure what I'll be doing, but, I don't want to just do boring stuff, and hopefully this gives you a reason to, watch my channel. That would be nice. Because week after week, I don't want to just like, here's a review. I never really do reviews. I like giving you information, facts that you can get elsewhere, but also weaving my own experiences and my own opinions into it, and hopefully that produces something worth watching. So thanks a lot for sticking out with me here this time. I'll see y'all next time. A lot sooner this time. It just took a while to get some of this together and get my idea of how I wanted to do it, and then of course free up the time to do it. It was all in one shot. Perhaps not the best way to do it, but that's what I chose, and that's what I'm sticking with. Alright, so peace out. I'll see you guys next time, and thanks a lot for watching.